Gomes is the minister of what's called the Memorial Church. This is the church that is on the campus of Harvard University. He's been there some time. He's written several books, but one of them a few years ago was called The Good Book. And in the Good Book, Peter Gomes says that the Bible is a book of the imagination. A book of the imagination. Certainly, during the season of Advent, we hear all kinds of things, as the children mentioned today, that begin to spur our imaginations. Prophets, John the Baptist, shepherds, eventually wise men, a young unwed mother, a baby in a manger, all sorts of images that take a little imagination for us to play the story all the way through. Now, some of us probably like imagination better than others. Some people actually prefer things that are real, not things that are imagined. Think for a moment where you might find yourself. Real? Imagine. Some people prefer facts and statistics to things that are imagined. Children, of course, tend to be more comfortable with their imaginations. Christmas is the perfect time to see this at work. Imagine what happens on any given Christmas morning. To a child putting on a bathrobe, all of a sudden she's a queen. Give a child a cardboard box, and usually there are many on Christmas morning. Give a child a cardboard box, and all of a sudden he's Jeff Gordon in a racing car. Give a few children a hairbrush or two, and all of a sudden they're a rock band. That's all you need. Children tend to allow their minds to take them to all sorts of places, including large pizzas that might fit into the sanctuary. Now, adults are not particularly fond of this. We don't tend to think this way usually. What's a box to an adult? A box. What's a bathrobe? A bathrobe. A hairbrush? A hairbrush. Little more than that. We tend to be less comfortable using our imaginations. We like things that are real and concrete. Think about the John Lennon song from years and years ago called Imagine. It was widely popular, but a bit controversial. In part because it wanted people to imagine things that weren't yet real. Yet I think it was also popular because there's a side to each of us that sometimes likes to be reminded that imagining things that are not yet real can sometimes bring excitement, wonder, imagination is not always contrary to what's real. Imagination does require our minds. As we shared with the children, the word itself is imagination. One has to form an image to be able to use one's imagination. Through our imaginations, we are able to love people we've never met, visit places we've never seen, and have feelings we've never experienced. Who's read a good book just once and knows the feeling of reading a good book and falling in love with characters, visiting places, feeling things that we've never personally seen or done, but our imagination has led us to play the story all the way through. And go to those places, feel those feelings. Well, unlike the basis of the song Imagine from years ago, we as Christians are taught that the basis of our imaginations is Scripture and is God's life with us. Walter Brueggemann, another theologian who's written many, many things, has said the Bible funds our imagination. It is Scripture that gives us the stuff of our imaginations. It's what allows them to take off. And it is through Scripture that we meet people, feel feelings, visit places like Bethlehem, where we've never been. But we are told that we are a part of that story. It's very much a part of who we are. That Scripture gives us the funds that we need for our imaginations to take us into God's reality for us. Yet, it is still hard for us sometimes. There's a story about the Wright brothers that in December 1903, that was a long time ago now, December 1903, after many, many failed attempts, the Wright brothers finally got what they were calling at that time their flying machine. They finally got their flying machine off the ground. This would eventually become the airplane. Apparently, in December 1903, when they finally made this first initial trip, they telegraphed home to their sister Catherine. Now, just hearing the word telegraph again, when I saw this story made me laugh because I think about the text messaging today, and text messages are just a glorified form of telegraphing, aren't they? Think about a telegraph sent in 1903. The Wright brothers sent this to their sister Catherine, and it says these simple words: have flown 120 feet, period. Will be home for Christmas. Have flown 120 feet, will be home for Christmas. Well, Catherine's so excited to get the telegram from her brothers that she rushes down to their local newspaper and puts it on the desk of the editor. He glances at it, then he looks up and says, well, how nice. The boys will be home for Christmas. He missed the best part. Humans had finally flown into the air. That man had no imagination. Like so many of us, we only see what we see. He probably believed after he saw the thing go up in the air, but his mind was limited to only that which he knew. For us, Scripture funds our imaginations. So, when Scripture says that one day the lamb will lie down with the lion, we say that will be reality. And my imagination will take me there with the Lord's help, so that one day I will make such an image become reality with God. Now, to talk about what's real, we can go to the Miami Metro Zoo, where will you see the lions lying down with the lambs in the same cage? No.